Aloha and good afternoon. Thanks for joining us. We begin with some severe weather on the island of Maui, where an approaching cold front has caused flooding on the Valley Isle. Now, that resulted in rescues and road closures today.
A flood advisory for Maui was in effect this morning, but has since been dropped. At around 8:45 a.m., the Maui Fire Department's Air 1 rescued 2 people from their vehicle, which was trapped in fast-rising floodwaters along South Kihei Road near Honolulu Street in Kihei. Another 3 people in vehicles stalled in floodwaters were taken to safety by foot by firefighters, and emergency crews were busy responding to a number of flood-related calls. Now, Maui police say in some areas the floodwater was about 4 feet high, but fortunately no injuries were reported. Police did report several road closures, and the Department of Parks and Recreation closed several parks due to the flooding, including Kalepolepo Beach Park in Kihei, Kanaha at Ka'a Point in Kahului, and Hana Ballpark in Hana. Stay with your Hawaii News Now and First Alert Weather Team for the latest on air and online.
Flights have resumed at Kona International Airport. This comes after cracks in the airport's only runway halted operations just after 4 o'clock yesterday afternoon. Crews performed emergency resurfacing work on a 100-square-foot section of the airport's runway. Now, that frustrated travelers yesterday as they were left with little recourse as they awaited any developments in their flights out of Kona. We spoke with the state's transportation director, Ed Sniffen, this morning.
I think anybody flying that had reservations from yesterday or today should call their airlines to check in on their schedules. The airlines today will be catching up. They're not only running their regular Tuesday schedule, but they're also catching up on all the delays from yesterday. Yesterday, we had 9 trans-Pacific flights and 10 inter-island flights interrupted by the shutdown at Kona International Airport.
Airlines are expected to operate on their normal schedules today while trying to accommodate delayed passengers from yesterday. Travelers are urged to monitor their flights for any delays. While making those repairs, officials say they found another section of runway that needs to be worked on. That'll be addressed from midnight to 3 a.m. tonight, and it is not expected to impact any commercial flights. Coming up later this afternoon at 1 o'clock, Governor Josh Green is expected to hold a press conference where he will talk about this situation. Hawaii News Now will carry it on our digital platforms.
For the 3rd time in 3 weeks, an Oahu inmate has escaped custody. The search is on for 29-year-old Rogelio Kabibi. The state says he failed to return yesterday afternoon from Laumaka work furlough. Kabibi is serving time for a felony robbery. Please call 911 if you do see him.
Hawaii County Police are asking for help finding 23-year-old Cage Wheeler of Kailua Kona. He was last seen Sunday morning around 11 walking barefoot near Manavalea and Kealaka'a streets. Wheeler is considered endangered, and his family says he needs daily medication. He was wearing a gray tank top with black stripes and aqua shorts. If you know where he's at, you're urged to call 808-935-3311. Well, the first votes of the 2024 presidential campaign are in the books. Former President Donald Trump won resoundingly in the Iowa caucuses, and now all eyes are turning to New Hampshire and beyond. Skylar Henry has more.
Former President Donald Trump will be campaigning in New Hampshire Tuesday evening, fresh off of a resounding win in Iowa. For Trump, the Republican nomination appears to be within reach, after only 100,000 Iowans have voted so far.
I want to make that a very big part of our message. We're going to come together. It's going to happen soon, too. It's going to happen soon.
Ron DeSantis, who finished second in Iowa, and Nikki Haley, who came in third, did not deliver the surprise showing they were hoping for.
I think Iowa represents a missed opportunity for those who wanted to stop Donald Trump from winning the nomination, especially Nikki Haley.
Dante Scala, a political science professor at the University of New Hampshire, says Haley in particular needs a strong showing next week in the Granite State.
Haley has to convince them that she's the pragmatic choice. The way to do that is she needs some polling that shows that she's still within striking distance of Donald Trump, let's say, by the end of the week.
DeSantis actually made South Carolina his first stop after Iowa, where he took shots at Haley in her home state.
Look, she was governor here for 6 years. Can you name major achievements under her tenure?
Scala says as important as New Hampshire is, South Carolina may be an even bigger stage for the GOP race.
Do you see them sticking around after South Carolina, or do you think they'll pull out?
One way or another, South Carolina is the end of the line for Ron DeSantis, Nikki Haley, or quite possibly both.
Former Arkansas Governor Asa Hutchinson and entrepreneur Vivek Ramaswamy both suspended their campaigns following the Iowa caucuses. Skyler Henry, CBS News, Washington.
A federal judge has blocked JetBlue Airways' purchase of budget rival Spirit Airlines. The ruling is a major win for Biden's Justice Department, which sued to stop the merger, alleging it would drive up fares for some of the most price-sensitive consumers. The airlines issued a joint statement saying they disagreed with the ruling because, quote, "We continue to believe that our combination is the best opportunity to increase much-needed competition and choice by bringing low fares and great service to more customers in more markets while enhancing our ability to compete with the dominant U.S. carriers." JetBlue's proposed $3.8 billion purchase of discount carrier Spirit would have produced the country's fifth largest airline.
Honolulu police officers are no longer allowed to use their own speedometers to catch speeders, which is a tactic called pacing. HPD used to have a $140,000 contract to verify speedometers at RAD Motorsports in Waipahu, but when RAD asked for an increase to cover its costs, HPD let the contract expire in June of 2021. Since then, the speed checks on all of HPD's vehicles have expired, and tickets that were written using that pacing technique have been rejected by the courts.
It gets dismissed, so it's a serious inconvenience for people that having to come back a second time. So some of our clients, they choose to work out a deal.
It's very challenging. It's very frustrating to be in that position. And, we hope that somehow the department will, get a fix for it.
HPD said it could fix that problem by doing what Maui police do, using their own speed guns to test their vehicles for free. Once HPD starts doing that, the next step would be issuing tickets and seeing how they hold up in court.
After all the debate over where to put Lahaina's ash and fire debris, the heavy lifting starts today. Crews will be moving truckloads of toxic material to the new dump site at Olowalu, approved by the county council last Friday. To secure the debris, that material will be wet down and wrapped into industrial plastic, just like a giant burrito. To keep the trucks moving, the county is installing a manual traffic light at the intersection of the Lahaina Bypass and Honoapi'ilani Highway. The entire cleanup is expected to take most of the year. The government crews can only enter properties with permission. Property owners can find all the forms and project information at the website on your screen. Environmentalists are doing regular water tests of the ocean and say last week's storm dumped more than 4 inches of rain. Test results aren't available yet, but experts say they are encouraging signs. There's growth at the old banyan tree, and they spotted a monk seal resting on the beach.
No matter how they rebuild it, they're not going to capture what I remember Lahaina as, because it's just gone.
I mean, there's no doubt that toxicity has flowed into the ocean, but I think all the work that has been done has really reduced the amount that could have just washed right in.
Residents are saying their last goodbyes to Lahaina, and scientists are still testing for toxins in the ocean. This is a recent look at Front Street, where residents remember Halloween parties from the 70s and Fleetwoods on Front Street. The businesses and cottages by the sea are burned to the ground, and there are large piles of debris along the road. The historic Pioneer Mill smokestack is still standing, with its 1860 signage facing the ocean.
In international news, the land of fire and ice is once again experiencing another volcanic eruption. Iceland's president says his country is battling tremendous forces of nature, which is now impacting a nearby town. CBS's Ian Lee has the story.
Geysers of lava shoot into the air, creating rivers of molten rock. Nature's awesome, but destructive power on display in Iceland. The fishing town of Grindavik lies in its path. Iceland created barriers to divert the lava, and it worked until another fissure opened up in the town.
Already, several houses have gone under lava, so it's a very serious situation.
Authorities ordered about 4,000 residents to evacuate, giving just hours' notice. Now, they don't know if they'll have a home to return to.
This is big. This is serious. It's basically as bad as can possibly get.
The volcano blew on Sunday for the second time in a month. No one has been killed in the eruptions, but a worker is missing after falling into a crack opened by the volcano. Scientists say the eruption is dying down, but it's too soon to declare the danger over. Ian Lee, CBS News.
Bitter cold temperatures that pummeled much of the U.S. are being blamed for at least 12 deaths from Oregon to Tennessee. The worst of it is in the middle of the country, where wind chills dipped below minus 30 degrees today. Elaine Quijano reports from New York.
An Arctic blast pummeled much of the U.S. Monday, carrying strong winds, bitter cold, and snow.
The challenging part is finding a spot for me to put all this.
Heavy lake effect snow buried cars in western New York and blanketed Highmark Stadium with so much snow, an army of Buffalo Bills fans helped clear the stands in time for Monday's wild card game, postponed from Sunday. Still, fans were forced to trudge through knee-deep snow to get to their seats and continued to shovel out just before game time. The extreme winter weather downed trees in Oregon and led to power outages for more than 120,000 at one point.
These are power lines that are wrapped around trees and branches that need to be disentangled.
On the roads, a wintry mix of snow and sleet caused havoc in the south. Multiple crashes were reported on Interstate 20 in East Texas, including this 18-wheeler. In the skies, airlines across the country have canceled more than 2,500 flights and delayed nearly 7,000 more Monday. And in Illinois, dangerously low temperatures, as cold as minus 20 degrees, froze the Mississippi River.
The extreme cold has prompted schools in Dallas, Denver, and Houston to close. And this winter weather ends a nearly 700-day snow drought in parts of the Northeast. Elaine Quijano, CBS News, New York.
The Honolulu Star-Advertiser says it may be getting a new owner and at least 4 employees are being laid off. Parent company Black Press from Canada announced a restructuring, which is similar to a bankruptcy filing in the U.S. The court-supervised plan includes a potential sale to its 2 largest debt holders, along with the Mississippi-based Carpenter Media Group. Black Press cites a drop in ad revenue, but the Star-Advertisers Union says its circulation remains high. Sister papers West Hawaii Today and the Hawaii Tribune Herald and Kauai's Garden Island newspaper also fall under the new ownership plan. The Star Ads Union said in a statement these losses and the continued lack of transparency have deeply hurt newsroom morale. Cuts only degrade the product by restraining the staff, making it harder to put out quality work and live up to our kuleana. Well, if your goal for 2024 was to get out and get active more, you might want to consider signing up for the Great Aloha Run. Our Casey Lund has a preview.
Aloha, the birthday party here to celebrate 40 years, gave folks a discount in registration. But don't worry, if you didn't make it down here to the celebration today, you can still, of course, sign up. We're going to talk about that in just a moment, but we have a special guest with us, and that is one of the co-founders of the Great Aloha Run. Carol Kai is with us. Thank you so much for being here today. And we have a special opportunity. I'm very grateful. We are getting to show people, many of them for the first time, the new shirt, the finisher shirt, and it's special.
Red. It's ruby red for 40 years, and this is the first time we're using a colored shirt, but it's exciting because it's ruby red.
Yes, and Carol, oh, look at this beautiful, beautiful finisher medal as well. The rainbow there at Aloha Tower, that's iconic.
So you get this finisher shirt, this iconic souvenir, right? Yes. Okay. And you look so good.
Thank you, Carol. Well, I want to ask you, somebody who started this race as what I'm sure was a smaller event than it is now, when you got 10,000 people, what's it been like for you personally? Why do you keep doing it every year? And to see this grow into what it is, where you have thousands of people coming from all over the world to run this?
Well, you know, family is very important. And my mother always told me, like I said, to always do for the community, because if you don't, then why are you here?
Yeah, and I know that this has done a lot for the community. I actually want to talk to Alan Sunyo. He is the race director.
Yes.
And when we talk about the community impact, I mean, the amount of charities and how many millions of dollars?
We've given away $17 million to 150 charities, different charities throughout the years.
So if folks weren't able to come down here to the park to sign up for get the discounted registration, that's okay. There's still plenty of time to sign up and plenty of opportunities to train, right? Tell me a little bit about some of those training opportunities.
Sure. So we have an in-training workshop at Kapilani Park every Sunday. It starts at 6:30. It's put on by Mid-Pack Road Runners. So they break everybody up into groups. If you're a beginner or if you're an experienced runner or a jogger, and then they take you around the park in different distances, and they start you out slow so that you're ready to do the run.
And I think that's the thing. This really is the people's run. Anybody can do it, right, Carol?
Anybody can. If I can do it, anybody can do it, because, you know, I'm not a runner.
Oh, Carol, me neither. But I enjoy being down here. It's such a exciting time in front of Aloha Tower, and then the party that happens at Aloha Stadium after. A big relief for folks crossing that finish line.
Well, and the mayor will be there,
That's
and he just loves the event, and we're so grateful to him and the people of Hawaii and the city of Honolulu.
And we're grateful for you. We're grateful for you for starting this and keeping it going and building it into what it is. Okay, so again, if you missed any of that, all the details, including the resources for training, as we mentioned at Kapilani Park, that's all online at hawaiinewsnow.com. Sign up. Race day is February 19th. So send things back to you for now.
Thank you, Case. Well, let's take a live look outside. This is Las Vegas, Sin City. You can see the Sphere off there to the right of your screen as we look down on the Strip. The temperature there, 58 degrees on this Aloha Tuesday. We're going to have a look at your island forecast coming up with Guy Hagi after this break.
How's it on this Tuesday? We're watching this cold front. As it gets closer, we're going to expect more clouds, more showers. For right now, there are some prefrontal showers over Maui County. Some of the showers actually kind of heavy moving through, so we'll keep an eye on that. But that front going to drop into Kauai later this afternoon, move to Oahu tonight, and linger around to some extent tomorrow before clearing out by tomorrow night. And the winds will really be getting stronger today. Already a high wind warning is posted for the Big Island summits as well as as Haleakala. And we could see a wind advisory for the lower levels as that front moves closer. We're expecting the winds to be running somewhere of the range of 20 to 30 miles with some gusts upwards of 50 miles an hour. Spotty power outages are in play today as well as tonight. So again, we're going to see some showers move over Kauai and Oahu later this afternoon through tonight. Not a whole lot during the day. Maui County's got showers already, some prefrontal showers, and they'll get windy conditions as well. And Hawaii Island, they'll get those showers probably tonight from the front. And as far as surf, it's going to be building for northwest and south shores. But with those southwest winds, it's going to be messy for south and west shores. There's a chance that if the winds are at the right angle, north shores could be quite good, but it's still going to be dangerous, so be careful out there. So a first alert today for the winds and for the increasing showers coming tonight. Very windy conditions, so heads up on that. The winds will start to back off. The rain's going to back off sometime by tomorrow afternoon with a few lingering showers in the morning, and then much drier conditions take over from Thursday into next week.
Well, television's biggest night took over Hollywood. It was the 75th Emmy Awards. Entertainment Tonight's Kevin Frazier and Nichelle Turner were there on the red carpet, and they're providing a look at some of the highlights of the evening.
You know, the Emmys were nothing short of spectacular last night. I think that they have been the best award show we've had this season.
Memorable moments, big stars won, the show moved, and they had a great host. That's a recipe for success.
Kudos to Anthony Anderson and his mama. They were both fabulous.
Miss Doris is the star.
Yeah.
We can just say it. And last night, you know, they did something kind of revolutionary.
Instead of the music playing people off, it's going to be you tonight coming out to tell them they're going too long.
I got signs. I'm going to be clocking them like Flavor Flav. Yes. I got cardboard signs.
You'll have a hook. She was a star last night. I loved the back and forth between the two of them. They really are television gold. And also, speaking of television gold,
Niecy Nash.
The best speech of the night, hands down.
I'm a winner, baby. Every single person who voted for me, thank you. And you know who I want to thank? I want to thank me for believing in me and doing what they said I could not do.
I can listen to that all day.
The best part of the show, hands down, though, were the reunions.
Absolutely.
Bringing back these incredible casts.
Cheers. How do you do that? That's amazing to see those guys behind the bar again. It just felt right to see them. And the cast of Martin being back in the apartment, Martin walking in the door. I just needed him to say, "Get to stepping." That's all I wanted him to say last night. And the cast of Grey's Anatomy.
Seeing Katherine Heigl back with them in Hollywood. She lives in Utah now.
And Justin Chambers as well was back with the cast. It was a great moment.
It was. And it was a great night overall. We have so much stuff from the red carpet to the show,
me?
behind the scenes.
An embarrassment of riches on Entertainment Tonight this evening.
An unopened 72-year-old pack of baseball cards was recently found at Cape Cod. Back in 1952, those cards sold for just 1 penny and now could potentially be worth more than $1 million. Eli Rosenberg explains the dilemma now facing the man who found them.
This is it here.
Jason West still can't believe what he is holding. A 70-plus-year-old pack of unopened baseball cards found during a home demolition in Chatham.
Kind of in a pile of garbage, saw this what looked to me like a baseball bat.
The pack, it appears, had fallen through a crack in the stairs of that Chatham home, unreachable until recently when the house was demolished. And even crazier, this is a 1952 Bowman pack. And like fine wines have their years, 1952 was quite the year for baseball. Both Mickey Mantle and Willie Mays were rookies that year, and their baseball cards can be worth a lot of money.
Maybe this kid in Chatham, was running up the stairs and dropped it in a crack and disappeared.
I couldn't believe that.
At Card Vault in Patriots Place, there are rare cards, but stuff like this just doesn't happen.
You never find something like this. This is like the grail pack of cards.
In a world of high-priced cards, it's generating a lot of buzz, but it's also setting up a very interesting question. What should Mr. West do with this pack? Sell it as is, or open it and see what's inside?
This is one of the more incredible finds that I've ever seen.
Eric Whiteback is known as the collectibles guru and covers the collectibles market. He says the unopened pack, as is, could sell for around $15,000. The gamble, though, if there's a mantle or maze card inside, that could be worth a whole lot more.
If you happen to pull one of those key maze or mantle cards in really great condition, there is a 7-figure ceiling on this.
To a point, like, yeah, I do want to open it, but I don't want to kill the value of it either, depending on what's in it.
A home run find with a mystery that could be worth millions wrapped inside.
Now, it's unclear if he plans to open it, but Ashley, what would you do?
Oh, 100% open it.
You would?
I'm a gambler. Oh, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah.
I would, what I would do, I would try to, like, very carefully.
Hold it to the light.
Hold it to the light, very carefully, just peek inside, maybe see what's inside, and if it's worthless, then I'll seal it back up as if that never happened. So you, without a question,
Not just
open.
the value, but just not knowing would kill me.
True. I'm quite curious. I want to see what's in there now. Well, what would you guys do? Message us. Thank you all so much for watching. This is Now Here's a live look outside at beautiful Honolulu. We hope you have a wonderful rest of your afternoon. Aloha.